Hello, friends. Hello, pirates and friends of pirates and pirate chain, friends of Komodo platform, friends of atomic swaps, P2P, non-custodial, decentralized atomic swaps, and Z atomic swaps, friends of Z atomic swaps. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It's me, E. Giuliano, and it's the 6th of June, nearing 20% of the month complete. That's right. Thanks for joining me here through these price charts. Welcome one and all. Welcome to you, friends of Z Atomic Swaps and interoperability, friends of interoperability and meme coins, friends of Elon. Let him know these Z Atomic Swaps, he can be swapping that Doge coin for Pirate Chain in his Doge Dex wallet there. Oh, it's coming, Elon. And enemies of Elon, welcome to you as well. All right. And we're going to move into these price charts real quick. After that, introduction. That's right. We're going to talk about the Pirate Chain price charts. We're going to look for some confirmations. We're going to talk about looking for confirmations because still with this corrective and currently sideways type of movement, it is not 100%. And I guess just based on the nature of it, the randomness, it's not 100% whether it goes up or whether it goes down, okay, or whether it's small up and down equaling sideways. And so we look for confirmations that give us a better picture and more confidence to think about which direction it's going. Now, this is the USDT chart, and I guess since we're here, we'll start with that. This is a 4-hour chart, and I've gotten rid of a lot of the noise, and I think that one thing which I will talk about today is down here on the left hand. So I'm using getaurox, is using the trading view charts, with tools and all that. Sorry, not trading view charts, your trading view tools, let's call it. And the chart data is coming from the exchanges themselves. This is getaurox. Once again, you can check out the referral link down in the description. It's free right now to use the getaurox, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Really no complaints necessarily here. And we're using a line chart on the 4-hour chart. Of course, friends of Japanese candlesticks. There you go. Now, I just want to mention that in this tool set here, down here on the left-hand side, is called the show object tree. And that will allow me to clean things up even better now. Going forward, I think I will employ this. All right, so you can see how things can be hidden. Whoops, cancel that. Hidden. Whoops, cancel that. Hidden much more easily. Okay. So, and also revealed and more strategically. All right, so going forward, I hope that this helps the visual aspect of things. And so, maybe you're listening in 1.5 or 1.75x speed. Let me know how things are audio-wise, visual-wise. Any feedback is always appreciated. As we go forward, building these Pirate Chain price chart observations and looking for confirmations. So I've kept a few lines in here, and I've remained this Ichimoku cloud. What was interesting for me in this particularly, the reason I kept the green uptrending support-ish line is that, also known sometimes as a demand line, is that I see that it will confluence up here with this resistance, heavy resistance line here at the $6 level, let's say, for our USDT. And so this period here, this creates a triangular shape that we could move through. And it could be anywhere down to the $4 level and up to the $6 level that we sideways through. And that might be where the price tends toward by the end of June. See, here is still June. And then let's draw this out all the way. Whoops, let's just try and keep it as much as it was and roughly there, rough. Speaking of which, friends of Doggy Coin and Shibas, yeah, all you memers and everyone. Y'all so crazy. I love it. Thank you for all your energy. Okay. Now, what I noticed here, so is that, okay, we got this triangle and we're potentially going through there. The other option dollar-wise is, again, to hit up to these higher levels, which will be around the 7 to 8 range, okay? What was interesting is, I remember us talking about the price all the way back here, and this was underneath the cloud cave, submerged still. We had played around the 4-hour cloud over here and broken down. This time with the cloud in a better position, I guess, the price was able to move through very strongly. But once again, up top here, there was no further movement, and the Bollinger Band action, we couldn't press through it even further into about 7 or 8. And that means, okay, hard rejection, boom, support at your 20 period average, but then rejection at the cloud. That should be, for all you short-termers, firstly, this is important here that you supported, okay, if you're watching like on this is a 4-hour chart, so you're watching and then support, and then it doesn't hold, and then it starts breaking down, you're like, oh no, that's not good. So I mean, by here, you might be having your stop loss at that point, right? If you're short-terming it. Then you get your support here, it comes up here and rejects here, then you definitely might want to think about, okay, let's start thinking about stop losses, and then it breaks through here for sure. And then, you know, it holds, you're like, okay, well, we're not fully confirmed, boom. It rejects here again at the confluence of the 20 period average as well. You're thinking, okay, at least for the short term, we're going down further. So yeah, depending on your moves. Now, these moves here themselves, roughly, let's say, are, you know, for example, it's not nothing shabby, you know, on an up move, it's what, 10% or so, 12%. And on a down move, it's roughly, let's say, you know, 5 or 10%. So maybe even into the 15s. That didn't want to go, you know. So depending where you're in and you're out and you're looking, but there is a lot of confirmation that happens within a 4-hour chart. If you like, you know, going to the casino and playing around, but maybe you like blackjack and you're good at counting cards, and you really hate it when people come in and sit next to you at the table and they make these stupid tweets, and you think that they're moving the cards and affecting the hand and the deal, you know, by not playing the way that they quote unquote should be. Yeah, according to best practices, right? Anyway, so all kinds of side references. So now we're watching this price here. So we're saying, okay, short term, it looks like we're probably going down. Now, are we going to be holding here and then confluencing back up, bouncing back up? We get a nice Kumo twist here into a green colored cloud, which is more awesome bull support. If we can be above it, that's amazing. So yeah, that's what we're looking for. And now we're trying to see how quickly and how fast are we going to start breaking down. And if we break down, the next confirmation zone is, can we hold this higher low from this previous low? And yeah, that's an important point, because then that allows us to maintain in that previously triangle that we had mentioned. And when I say we, I mean me. Well, yeah. So basically, though, it looks like this is a nice zone to play within for the next month. All right. I do think that that makes sense. And if we think about Bitcoin and monthly candles, why not? Okay. So we are 20% done, almost nearly, basically. And we are going to move into the next 20% of the month during this week. So on the 4-hour, we definitely have time and space to continue moving down. However, let's start looking for friends of MACD and friends of RSI. Let's start looking for some bullish divergence. All right, that'll be a nice sign for us. Okay, on this 4-hour time period, which would mean, as we've talked about previously, comparing lows or highs on the RSI or MACD. That was the MACD. Comparing it with the price. So yeah, we'll start keeping an eye on that, or we'll continue because we know the friends of RSI and MACD are always doing their best to keep their eyes on divergences, whether bullish or bearish, because price action one way or the other. The point being is you're always long or short, no matter what your market is. If your market is R USDT, then you're currently, if you bought the R, then and you haven't sold it, then you're long the R and short the USDT. If here you sold the R for USDT around here, then you are short the R and long the USDT in this position, because really the USDT R chart would just be, you know, thinking about math. This is a fraction right here, R per USDT, you know, let's say ratio, whatever. And let's say you were to flip it, that would be like inverting the scale. And this is your USDT R price. All right. So it's going up in, how do you say, amount of R you get per USDT. So the value of USDT per R is going up. In fact, you have to pay less USDT to get more R when it's going. Okay, now let's unflip, disinvert. You know, there you go. All right, I hope you got a good picture of that MIG. Now, we're gonna move out of this chart, okay? Done with this 4 hour, and okay, later we're gonna check the 1 week charts after the closing. We'll check the weekly, we'll check the daily closing. All right, so for now, we're ending this right here for the USDT ARRR pairing. I hope that brought some food for thought, and we're moving along. We're going to the BTC chart with our BTC. Currently, the Bitcoin price is roughly in USD around 36. So I thought I had gotten rid of some lines. I guess I didn't. We are, okay, so I guess the reason why is because I wanted to remind that we're trying to confirm. So this is the main idea, is like, what are we trying to confirm here? We're trying to confirm, are we going up here, or are we breaking down and staying within, I'm looking for the rectangle. Yeah. So are we going to stay within this rectangle, okay, having been rejected roughly around that previous high, and really stay flattish through here for this month? Or in the BTC terms, are the altcoin BTCs going to play while BTC kind of finds its support and sideways resumption of the trend, which is overall up? That could be the case. So let's find out. And then this is just, and it's June, right? So we could have a little alt summer season with, when I say that, this is relatively small. Like, I'm not even talking about breaking previous highs. Okay, but we could still, without even breaking previous highs from our bottoms, let's say, we could easily see 100% move. I mean, how is that not awesome? even a 90 or 85% move. What WTR? ARF? Okay, now I'm going to remove the box. I'm going to talk about, yes, I'm going to remove this. So we understand here ABCDE, fine. And we understand, okay, potential expansion of the trend lines, making expanding triangle. Okay, so we're going to remove that. Oops, no. See, the point being is you got to remember which ones are which sometimes. Okay, so that's that. And, oh yeah, well, but I can always redraw this. Okay, so that's that. Now I want to talk about 3 more lines. Okay, this one will be, the red line will be on the weekly. So let's get out of there. The pink line, oh, right. Yes, we'll come back here. The pink line is a form of regression line using this support point here and this support point here, which connected bring us to also confluence with this rejection resistance point here. And now are also providing a potential support here again. So that's one other confirmation we're looking for strength. Okay, that would provide strength. We're looking for confirmations of strength and weakness. Yes. Now, what also happens here, what's happening, so you can see that this line does have some touch points. It has data points to regress toward. So then fine. Now, the other idea is, all right, within triangles and other parallel or otherwise structures of contained trend lines, you can also have within it a midline. So when we're taking the expanding triangle trend lines, in fact, I drew a rough midline, and that's what it gave us, was this guy right here. You can see that? So that is roughly in the middle there, and it somewhat confluences, but that's irrelevant. Well, relevant or not, it's basically, here is my point here, is that it's at this area which actually confluences with the pink regression line. So when things tend to confluence and coalesce around each other, there's gravity in that, if that makes sense to you. There's gravity involved. So this will really tell us, are these combined lines and these combined, areas of consideration, are they going to provide us a signal and confirmation of strength, of support, or are they going to be, is it going to be weak here and we're going to break down? And that will, and then definitely if we retest it and get resistance and rejection, then, so that gives us further confirmation for the weakness. And then we would really think, okay, we're coming down. So this is a daily chart. And on the Bollinger Band, interestingly, we did reject from the top of it. Now we're coming down. We do have a potential to try and find the 20-day moving average around the high 11,000. However, that starts to become weaker, right? So now we have these 2 points here, these lines, which will give us a better idea. If we have to come and touch here, that's weaker, but at least if we can hold it, that's better. So we're going to move to let's show the friends of Japanese candlesticks. There you go. Alrighty then. We're going to move in to the 4-hour chart just to check in with our friends of Ichimoku clouds and Bollinger Bands. So again, here we had this awesome move through the cloud. This was a different situation though, the ARRR BTC chart. Again, you can check those previous videos for entertainment and education and just a little historical view. Let's remove this. There you go. We supported, so we kind of, we were able to pass through the Bollinger Band extremity. Okay, we came in, we couldn't do it again. It broke, it prevented us from doing that, let's say, and then we broke down. Nice support here on the 20 period. However, we were not able to really regain this previous high, and so upon a lower high, and then, okay, we're still showing a bit of strength, but then an again lower high, weakness, yeah, and then we're all the way down. But look, we've touched the bottom of the band, we've come up a bit. I think it's time for us to kind of slowly move around here. Oh, interestingly, I actually did not, friends of interestingly, check it out. I did not actually put this point here specifically to touch on a 4-hour chart. So there you go. There you have it. It did it anyway. So now we're going to see if it really does act as if we need to double touch it as support. Okay, or maybe we'll find some sideways and use the Ichimoku around here, which confluences with the line again. Let's see what happens. This is an interesting play right now. Based on our MACD, oops. Based on our MACD, we still have some room to negate and be negative. However, the distance between our signal line and MACD line is decreasing, creating a decrease in the histogram, which is bringing us closer towards the positive territory. So within 1, 2, 3, so by June 7, 8, maybe even 9, it will have calmed down. Now, having said that, you see how things can up, down, before going further down. So this might be an up, down, before going negative with the two lines, okay? And an example of that is right here. And it might be also the other way. So the other thing that I saw was this, where in this case over here, you see how it went up and then down around the same level, a little bit lower. But then before going fully negative, see it had its negative territory here in the histogram. Before the lines went to the negative territory, they then were able to turn around and make even a higher high, let's say, and more positivity in the histogram. However, in this case here, this was the large Pumpiliano. And so then you get the big up and then the big down as a kind of completion. In this case, I don't think we're doing another one of these. If we're doing another one of these, then we're likely off on the next bull trend. I don't think that's happening quite just yet, but we are kind of showing strength here with a higher high than this previous high and a higher low than this previous low. So in that case, I could definitely see it staying even within the positive territory and rounding and making it, even if it doesn't break this high, although I could see it also breaking that high. But if it does do that, then it's most likely going to come for a lower low. I don't see it making like this, in which case I wouldn't mind it making a lower high here and then a higher low and then a lower high and a higher low. That's fine. This is a 4 hour MACD. So, oops. So that's that. All right. Now, back into the price itself. So we talked about this dotted line being in the middle of them. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention is on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, we have the Ichimoku. That's about it. There's nothing really else to mention about on the 4-hour price chart. We're just watching for confirmation here now to find out about this. So when we get the next video, we'll show about the daily candle close, the weekly candle close, and we'll come back and check the 4-hour and what it's done. And we'll probably have a good idea of what we might expect during this week. Either that or we'll just be totally confused. Now, back to our daily, and we're just going to watch and see what happens. Okay, there's nothing really else to say at this time, so I hope you're doing well. Okay, keep yourself hydrated and well fed and well rested, and enjoy your relationships. They provide so much food for the soul, really. If you've got those healthy, just like anything, good healthy food, healthy rest, healthy mindset, healthy movement, aka exercise, or even just walking. Yeah, awesome. All right, so there we go. We're still feels like there's potential, and so we are keeping an open mind for moves to the upside. And also in the next, once we start getting a little bit more confirmation that we are holding this, then I'll get back into the talk specifically about this potential triangle and what we might see. And if it doesn't hold and it starts breaking down, then we'll start talking about the next bigger possibility compared to the triangle. All right. That's it for now. Friends, take care of yourselves. Yep. Love, peace, happiness. Enjoy. Goodbye.